In this video, we will explore Pesäpallo's physical demands, key performance indicators, injury prevention strategies, and tailored training approaches for success. By the end, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of how to train athletes for this dynamic sport. As you can see, Pesäpallo is Finland's answer to American baseball, but there are some major differences. The first difference you'll notice is that the field is a lot longer. The second thing you'll notice is that the bases are in an odd formation. They are in a zigzag pattern. Finally, what you might notice is that the pitcher is standing right next to where the hitter is. That is because in Pesäpallo, the pitch is vertical rather than in American baseball, horizontal. Now let's look at some physical demands of the sport. Pesäpallo demands explosive power for batting, speed for base running, and agility for quick directional changes in the field. Players rely heavily on their anaerobic capacity to sustain bursts of activity, while coordination and quick reflexes are essential for both offensive and defensive plays. Together, these attributes form the foundation for athletic excellence in Pesäpallo. Now, let's look at some key physical indicators. It was kind of hard finding key performance indicators for this sport because there's not much research about it. But here's something that we do know. You need a vertical jump for explosive power. You can use the 20-meter sprint to assess speed, the agility t-test to test quick directional changes. You can also use a back squat to determine strength. Tactical KPIs include accuracy, as well as speed endurance. To measure athletic readiness, coaches assess key performance indicators such as the vertical jump and the 20-meter sprint. These metrics help track improvements in explosive power, speed, and agility, ensuring the athletes meet the physical demands of the sport. All right, how about we look at some KPI data that I found? So this is just average numbers that you can find on the sprint, the vertical jump. And so let's first look at the sprint for 20 meters. In 20 meters, you can see the average time for males and the average time for females. As you notice on all of these tables, there are the average time for males and the average time for females. And that is because Pesäpallo is played with both a male and a female league. You can see that the elite sprinters for 20 meters and for 10 meters, the males have a much lower time than the females do. And for the vertical jump, you can see that the average jump height for males is a lot higher than the average jump height for females. Normative data provides benchmarks for athlete performance. For instance, elite players achieve vertical jumps of around 60 centimeters and 20-meter sprints in under 3.2 seconds. These standards guide training targets and help identify areas for improvement. All right, let's look at some common limitations and injury prevention. Common injuries that you might see are rotator cuff injuries from repeated use, like in pitching or batting, as well as hamstring strains that you may see while running, changing directions rapidly, and decelerating. Pesäpallo players often face hamstring strains and shoulder overuse injuries, and knee issues due to the sport's physical demands. Prevention strategies such as eccentric hamstring exercises and scapular stability drills and dynamic warm-ups are crucial for long-term performance and injury reduction. As you can see here, one exercise that is really good at tackling both shoulder and hamstring muscle groups is the good morning. In this version, this is the good morning IYT so that we get in some shoulder stability. To make this even more challenging for shoulder stability, you can always add dumbbells in both hands. Now, what do we have for success? What do we know that the athletes need for success? Well, agility and explosive power and injury prevention are crucial success factors. Training programs incorporate drills like the zigzag cone exercise for directional changes and plyometric training like box jumps to enhance explosive movements. This is great to make sure your athlete is ready for performance day. Now, let's look at some sample macrocycles. In this sample microcycle, you can see what we have for off-season, the general preparation phase, pre-season, in-season, and post-season. To start off, in off-season, we are working on general strength, aerobic base, and mobility. In the general preparation phase, we are focusing on technique and focusing on maximum strength for the upcoming phases, like preseason. In preseason, we are focusing on explosive power and sport-specific conditioning. Before this, we did the general preparation phase where we were focused on technique and maximum strength. So by the time we get to preseason, we should have our techniques down. In season, we are focusing on maintaining the power and the strength that we built in the general preparation and in preseason. This is what we're dealing with throughout all of the games in the season. The season in Pesäpallo lasts from about the end of May to the end of August, so mostly June to August. After that, we have postseason. This is where we work on recovery, active recovery from injuries, or this is where they'll have surgeries or any sort of physical therapy that they need in order to get ready for coming back to training in the off season. This is also when our athletes will be recharging, making sure that they're ready to start their training up again in October. All right, so let's look at some exercise techniques. Here we have the clean pull. The clean pull is amazing for building explosive power, especially as you can see here that we are working on triple extension through the hip flexors, the knee joint, and the ankle joint. Then we can see the zigzag cone drill, this time with a lateral shuffle. There are lots of lateral shuffle movements in Pesäpallo because of where the bases are associated. Next, we have Nordic curls. In Nordic curls, we are focusing on knee flexion as well as controlled extension on the way down. This is really important for preventing knee injuries because a lot of knee injuries happen because people do not properly decelerate or they do not train for proper deceleration. In Nordic curls, we are training for just that. Now, this has been Pesäpallo. Pesäpallo's unique physical demands required a tailored approach to training. By focusing on strength, agility, and injury prevention, athletes can achieve peak performance Thank you for watching, and let's keep the tradition of Pesäpallo alive. I would like to direct you to the description where you will see a quiz for you to take for this course. I can't wait to see what your answers are. All right, I'll see you next time.